Hello everybody. It's kind of a late video in the day. It's April 25th, 2018. It's my day 1.348 and had a bit of a thought not that long ago while I was kind of meditating, and I think probably the title of this video is going to be something to the effect of Rite of Passage. Um, Today I really pushed hard on the dilation. Okay, no pun intended, but I mean, I really wholeheartedly gave my heart to it. And I think I may have overdid it a little bit of pressure. I'm sore, let me put it to you that way. And I think just I have had a bit of a parallel this morning because my daughter is probably has had less than 10 periods. Okay, and she was kind of lamenting and kind of complaining about the pain and the cramps, and you know as I'm trying to listen and be empathetic and whatnot, my own genitalia area, my vagina is hurting. And, I could feel some empathy and maybe some sympathy there with her as to her cramps and everything. And her line of thinking someone was, well, why? Why does this have to hurt? Why? I mean, it's a legitimate question. Why? Why the cramps? Why the bleeding? And there's a bit of obviously biological reason, why the uterus does its thing, whatnot. But in my mind, it also parallels somewhat the, why does this have to hurt? Why? Why? Just a question. Why? Why does this? And again, for dilation, it's much like a guitar string. Too much tension and it'll snap. Too little tension, you don't get a good note playing. So I imagine there's a sense of balance with dilation as far as how much pressure to put and how long. It's in my mind's eye. I kind of envision this tube, a canal of sorts, and it's like a sapling or a young plant that's like shooting this root. Every day this root's getting longer and longer under the ground, and it's going into virgin territory, as it were, is kind of pushing its way through and making its way through. And to me, that's the process. And so that's that pain. It's that pain, much like my daughter's question, well, why does this have to happen? And it made me kind of wonder about, while I was meditating, rite of passage. There's a lot of things in life that are painful. I mean, they just are. From the academic world, different. I mean, everyone has their own sense of pain and why. For me, finals were always painful. I didn't see the point in the last day of class being tested on and everything from the whole semester. It was kind of stupid. It's you'd rather have access to the information and then you could find it, as opposed to trying to cram it in your head. It was painful, in that way, mentally painful, stressful. In the same way that, dilation, again, is very physically painful, and you can hope that there'll be fruits and results and whatnot. And probably everyone has their own sense of what's painful and what's not painful. Burying a parent or loved one is another kind of rite of passage, another kind of painful thing that makes you, um, it's painful and it's an experience. So I kind of thought it was interesting, though, that, both of us, my daughter and I, as part of this, our pathhood into womanhood is pain. It's joy too, but, um, we have to pay our dues somewhat. And that kind of rang out, And obviously everyone's experience is going to be different on this journey, But we persist. We persist with the hope / knowledge, perhaps intuition, that it is worth it. We're not going to stop because of, I may not push as hard tomorrow as far as the dilation goes, but I'm beginning to, and I may have already made a video on this about, my Corvette may be a 2-seater as opposed to a 4-seater. I may only get, and I hate to say only, but my vaginal penetration depth may be 4.5 inches. Nowhere is it written I have to go for 5, 5.5, 6. It's almost like a penis thing. For men, my penis is 5 foot, 5 inches. My penis is 6 inches. My penis is whatever, 7. That's kind of the way I feel, and it might be a bit of sour grapes because I'm having a hard time, no pun intended, coming up with 4, 4.5. 4 I can do pretty easy. It's beyond that, it's where it hurts right now. And my hope is that it will not hurt as bad the more I do it. And you're much like that root. It's working its way through the ground. It's that pain. That's that rite of passage. I hope, knock on wood, I hope it gets easier. Or initially 4.5 is hard, and then 5 is hard, and then 4.5 is easy, and then 5.5 is very hard. But then after you do it for a while, 5 is easy. You know what I mean? It gets progressively easier in that way. So anyway, so that's just kind of my video. It's just some rite of passage. I think I said was the name of it. My stamina is getting a little more, although today it took everything I could to get to 4 o'clock in the afternoon and not sleep. And then I took a nap. I felt really good afterwards, but I could tell physically dilation had taken its toll on me. A lot of mental discipline. You would think it's all physical, but there's a lot of mental there. You're wiggling and breathing and relaxing, and your muscles, if they tense up, or if you laugh or you cough or you, God forbid, you sneeze or you fart or something. I mean, it just totally wrecks it. And then I was laying there with one session and I was thinking about, when do I get to masturbate? When do I get to do that? And then I got hard or stimulated, and that locked all my muscles up, and I was like, damn, what do you think about to, become unstimulated? Reset and then start all over again. So anyway, so on that note, just sharing, rite of passage. It's kind of my thought of the moment. So, all right, till next time, I will wish you the best of luck in becoming the best version of yourself as you define that. Okay, take care, my friends, and good luck.